10 women are high-speed skating while bumping and pushing one another. One skater bumps another, which causes her to fall, and a collision of skaters occurs while the crowd roars. This is a sport that usually doesn't make it on television, in the newspaper, or on SportsCenter, which makes this a sport many people are unfamiliar with. To learn more about a sport that you're unfamiliar with, you need to know the history of the sport, understand how it is played, and how you can become more involved with it. I'm sure that you are like most people who consider roller derby as a bit of a mystery. At first, I was like you, unfamiliar with roller derby, but after looking more into it, I'm now familiar with the sport. Today, I will tell you about the history of roller derby, how to play, and how to become more involved. Let's start by discussing how roller derby started. To understand how to play roller derby, you must know a little history about roller derby. It was created by Leo Seltzer in the 1930s. It was originally a marathon speed race on an oval track, which became popular. With this popularity, the long-distance skating was replaced and teams were formed. A point system was created and physical contact was put into place. But this physical contact was theatrical and more for the entertainment for the audience. By the 1970s, roller derby was a part of the sports entertainment, playing in sold-out stadiums and broadcasted on television. Today, roller derby is now a full contact sport. Now that you know the history of roller derby, you can learn how it is played. Roller Derby Resource states that roller derby is an exciting game to watch with fairly simple rules. The object of the game is to score the most points. This is done by lapping the other team's member in the track. Each game has multiple jams. A jam is a 2-minute period where teams try to score points. There are 5 players on each team. There is one jammer who is the point scorer. They wear a helmet cover with a star. This is so you can tell the players apart. There are 3 blockers who play defense. Their job is to stop the other team's jammer from coming through the pack and scoring points, while also helping their own jammer get through the pack. And a pack is just a group of skaters. There's one pivot who also plays defense. They're considered the leader of the pack because they call the shots throughout the game. They wear a striped helmet cover and have the same job as the blockers. Roller derby is played on an oval track with 2 teams. The pivots and the blockers skate together, which makes a single pack. The players start at the start line and a whistle is blown. And when the last member skates 30 feet from the starting line, another whistle is blown and the jammer takes off. Jammers make their way through and out the pack to try and score points. Once the jammer gets through the pack, she races around the track to try to catch up and pass the pack again. Each time the jammer passes a player on the other team, her team scores a point. A jam is over after 2 minutes or if the lead jammer calls it off. There are also official rules that are enforced throughout the game. Skaters receive penalties for tripping, charging from behind, blocking with their arm below the elbow, or blocking above the shoulders, along with a longer list of fouls and penalties. These fouls and penalties can be found in the Rules of Flat Track Roller Derby Handbook. Patent from Optometry Times states that this sport is definitely not for wimps. Since you now know the history of the sport, you can now learn how you can become more involved. If you're interested in roller derby, then there are a couple of ways that you can get involved. If you're female and like the sound of roller derby, you can get involved by actually playing. According to Hill, Waldron, and Umstead, with Women in Sport and Physical Activity Journal, there are 105 Women's Flat Track Derby Association member leagues. This means there are many opportunities for women to play. If playing roller derby doesn't seem for you or you're not able to participate, then you can still get involved. You can go and watch and support your local roller derby teams. There are 2 teams from Clarksville, the Clarksvillian Roller Girls and the Red River Sirens. There's also one team from Nashville called the Nashville Roller Girls. You can find their schedule by going on their team websites. Today you have learned about the history of roller derby and how to play roller derby and how to get more involved. Now you don't have to categorize yourself with the people who find roller derby as a bit of a mystery because now you are more familiar with the sport.